Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Hope Shot Live. It is Sunday night. We're going to hang out, talk about recovery, and we are blessed tonight because we have a special guest on. And before we get into that, I would like Kelly to read the clarity statement.
Hey, all right. The Hope Shot clarity statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common: recovery as a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get there from A to Z, just get there. Thank you for being a part of our family. Man, I read that every week and I don't know how I mess it up. I still mess it up.
So everybody, if you're just tuning in, please jump in the comments, say hello. And if you're watching this, please share this on your feeds. You never know who's going to be affected by this story, who we could introduce to recovery for the first time.
And we have a female sharing her story tonight, so it's not like all just men tonight.
It's not like the dude club tonight.
I'm on, Brit's on. It's going to be awesome.
So Justin is driving back from the other side of the state. Nate is driving back from Miami. So you got us tonight. I'm going to say hello to a few people in the comments, and then we're going to introduce our guests.
Hey, and let us know where you're watching from, too. I always love seeing everybody checking in from all over the place. We already have one hello from Boston, which is awesome.
So we got Zach. What's up, Zach? Thank you for tuning in. Rowan, how you doing tonight? Thank you. I think this is Allie, but I can never remember who this person is. So hello. I can't see the YouTube stuff.
Oh, I forget the YouTube comes across funny.
And we have Carrie, first timer. Thank you so much for tuning in, Carrie. And who else do we got?
Lenny. Oh, Carrie's the one listening from Boston.
We got Lenny. Welcome. And yes, it is Carrie that's listening from Boston. That is awesome. So we got James. Hey, James, thank you for tuning in.
Mitch, first time.
Got another one, first timer. Hey, Mitch, good day to tune in. Thank you for joining us. Oh, man, look at this.
I know.
Hey, James, Surfside Beach, South Carolina. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Lenny is from Kentucky.
Hudson.
Zach is from Newburgh, Indiana. Oh, we got Beth tuning in from Texas. How you doing, Beth? This is amazing. We've got a whole bunch of people.
Oh my gosh. Mason City, Illinois, Minnesota, Newport News, Virginia. This is the most awesome thing about social media to me. It's really like bringing everybody together. Doesn't matter where you're from.
We got Nicole tuning in from Canada. Thank you so much.
I used to live close to Canada. I lived in Detroit, right by the bridge over to Windsor.
This is awesome. We got... Hey, what's up, Justin? Tuning in from Tampa.
Justin McFadden. We get very close to Justin McFadden.
It's Bizarro Justin.
Oh, I missed that. I'm not on every week.
All right, and then we got Alfred saying, got my year clean next month. So blessed. Thanks for the strength, courage, and hope. Thank you, Alfred, for tuning in. We're going to be rooting for you all through the month to make sure you make it there, brother.
Congratulations.
So without further ado, I will let Kelly do the introduction.
Yeah, so our guest speaker tonight is Brit. And Brit, she hosts her own live stream. Now, her live stream is for her business. And a friend of mine actually turned me on to her live stream. And her live stream has become, we were just talking before this, and she goes live a couple times a week. And Caesar was just telling her before this, it's like you're a part of our family. He hears her voice a couple times a week. And it's funny because her live stream isn't necessarily a recovery live stream. I started watching, and the more I listened, I remember telling Caesar, I'm like, I think these people are in recovery. I think, because you know how it just gets ingrained in your speech and in your way of life. And that's just the amazing thing about recovery. It becomes a part of our lifestyle. So the more I watched, the more I realized what a blessing Brit is to her viewers. She'll always say she's going on rants, but she doesn't realize how much her words are actually helping her viewers. I know how much she has helped me in my own personal recovery. So I'm excited to have her today on our platform. She's going to tell her story, and we'll turn it over to Brit and let her tell it.
Welcome, Brit.
Thank you, guys. I'm very, not only am I honored, but I I am excited. I was saying to Kelly the other night during the live, like, I'm so freaking nervous. Like, it's way different. I feel like this is way different than being in like a local meeting and kind of sharing your story and connecting with people. But I'm very honored because this is showing up big time in my recovery today for me. So my name is Brittany. I'm 32 years old, and I have a beautiful life today, right? But it took me a really long time to get here, and not a long time in the sense of like to get the beautiful life, but to become like comfortable and authentic with the beautiful me, right? So typically I'm very insecure. I have to, when I was just getting ready, I said to my husband, I'm running late. I have an 8-month-old, so like life is hectic, life is busy, and the old me would have like had to do all of these different things. Like I would have had to take in a full-on shower and blow dried and curled my hair and done all these things like for you guys. You know what I mean? Like so that you thought that I looked good or that I looked beautiful from the outside. And like today, that's not what it's about for me. Like it's not like that at all for me anymore. Cause thankfully when I got here, I had like some real deal motherfuckers in my life that like told me to shut the fuck up and that I didn't know anything and that everything I thought that I knew, I needed to like throw that out, right? Because the only thing that all of my ideas and my way of thinking like kept me sick. You know what I mean? It kept me sick. It kept me overdosing. It kept me in a place of, I was a zombie, like a complete and utter zombie. So background a little bit just to like touch base. I'm definitely not one of these people that like talks about my using a lot. I think we can all agree that like we all know how to get that shit done, but like I had a very broken childhood. There's a lot of trauma and abuse in my childhood. So growing up, I felt very unstable, unsafe, and insecure. And like if you're somebody that can relate to those three feelings, right? Like you can understand that then your teenage years looked really fucking chaotic, and then becoming an adult, like when you're a teenager and you're chaotic, like that shit is kind of cool. It's like people are just kind of like, oh, she's the wild one, like, oh, Brit's at the party tonight, something crazy is going to happen. Like it's still kind of like accepted because people expect you as a teenager to be flawed and to be imperfected, but you hit that ripe age at 18, man, and like you're an adult. Like the shit's not cool anymore. Like when people graduated and like they were going to college, like I was still sitting somewhere by myself, fucking out of my mind, and I would like to say like the community I grew up in was like all bad. It was like any community. It was as good and it was its bad. But a lot of my peers were able to move on and like do the right thing with I don't want to use the word right or wrong, good or bad, because none of us are right or wrong, good or bad. We just have experiences, right? And sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. So, but some of these people were able to move on and have successful lives. And then a lot of us were not, right? So I found this group of people and these were my family, and unfortunately, right, using whatever substance you're fucking using, it's like easy to figure out like that these people are like your family, right? Your road dogs, like the people that will go to war for you, or like the same people like when you overdose, like will throw your body outside of a fucking car to get rid of you because they don't want to get in trouble. And then before they throw you out of the car, will rob you of whatever is in your fucking pockets and take your purse and throw your fucking ID out of the car. Like that's not a story that like I've picked up from another addict or another using, you know what I mean? Person. I know that we're not using like, this is an all pathway thing. So I like to get high, drugs are my choice, right? So just stick with that. You don't, whatever it is, like, I just want to share that. Like, so if you hear me using some terms, that's why, that's my story.
Use whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah,
don't try to monitor yourself.
Aspect of it, but like, I'm a fucking drug addict, so these are my fucking personal experiences, right? Like, and when that happened, it was like, it was the first time I overdosed. I was fucking scared, alone. I didn't know where the fuck I was, and I'm sitting in a hospital with a nurse that was probably a year or two older than me, or maybe even younger than me, looking me in my face, telling me like, what the fuck am I doing? You know, like, what the fuck am I doing? And then when somebody had to come in and talk to me about, you know, like that there was a recovery and there was a different way of life. I was like 20 years old at the time, you know, like I don't know anything. I don't even know what it's like to be like talking. These people were talking about like healing and therapy and this and that. And I was never exposed to any of that. So it was like absolutely bizarre. It was bizarre. It wasn't, you can't tell somebody that doesn't have any knowledge of something or understanding of something that that's going to work for them. Right? That's where I was. I was fucking clueless and stupid. So I had to go a long time. And throughout that long time, like I was in a seriously bad domestic abusive relationship with somebody. I kind of, you know, like I didn't have anybody. I feel like, you know, not to become too emotional, but I talked about that really like fucked up childhood piece, right? And like I didn't have anybody then, I felt like, and I didn't have anybody now in my life, right? But it was like so easy. It was like the drugs for me were so like validating of why I didn't have anybody, you know, like it was like I didn't have to look at myself. I could be like, well, people just don't like what I'm doing, or people don't get it, you know, like, and that was the relationship that I had with these substances. And like it had to get really, really bad before it got better, right? So I don't tell any story short. I just put that out there. So I'm not going to be the person that's like, long story short. My husband tells me like long story longer when I speak it, you know. So I had to end this relationship that I was in. And when I did, I fucking seen this girl that I was getting high with. And she like was clean and like was beautiful and just had, you know, like social media, a lot of fake shit is out there and you can look at somebody and be really judgmental, but sometimes it like works for you too, right? Because you can look at somebody and be like, me and her were like the same. Like we had the same kind of relationship. We were using the same kind of drugs, like same background, kind of like, what the fuck is she doing now? You know, like what is she doing that that I'm not doing that I can get better? And I reached out to this woman. And, you know, she did. She took me under my wing. She took me to a few meetings that were in the area. And, like, I tried. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely tried. And I started hearing things from different people. And, you know, like, healing was a big part. And, like, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, you know, and, like, sitting in the pain and not running from the pain and this, that, and the other thing. But people were really... like, so for me, recovery didn't work because people were really nurturing. I don't know what love is. So to accept love was fucking bizarre. What do you want? What do you want from me? What are you going to take from me? What are you going to hold over my head? You know, like that was my mindset. So that time it didn't work for me because I was being loved up. You know, I was being loved up. And like, unfortunately, I tried, but like I had one foot in and one foot out. You know, like I would get high and go and sit in a meeting, you know, and then like I overdosed again. And when that happened, it was like balls to the wall. Like my addiction, everything that I ever heard from anybody in those meetings that I couldn't identify or relate to, I did all of those things. You know, like I did all of those fucking things. Like all of my, you know, like I know that like we say like there's a shared vocabulary or you hear your story from somebody else, but everything that I said I would never do. I'm not her. She's gross. That how could you even fucking do that? Like were things that I started doing, you know, and like it is what it is. And eventually like I was not an addict that I lost it all, but like I still had a few things, you know, like I still had a little job and like I had a little beater truck and I had this little room in Philadelphia that I was renting and I thought I was the shit, you know, like I was maintaining a habit and I was still like being a human being and like a functioning person of society. And like the reality of it is like I wasn't, but in my mind, like that's how I viewed myself. So long story even longer, I I have a beautiful sister, right? And me and her have a lot of shared traumas and this, that, and the other thing. And we spend a lot of time apart from each other because like she couldn't deal with my addiction, you know? So like she set boundaries where it's like, I can't fucking talk to you because like you can't get clean. And to me, that was like, you're a fucking traitor. You're a flat lever. Like who the fuck, you know, family, like who the fuck does that, right? But that was a boundary that she was setting for herself. And her and I started to kind of like pick up the phone and kind of build a relationship again. And I lied, obviously. Like absolutely, like, yeah, I'm not using anymore. Like I don't use, you know, I smoke weed here and there, but like I'm not using, everything is good. And like eventually, like I got like this, I remember listening to a Sam Smith song, smoking like a pack of Newports, crying my eyes out, and like just wanting this family, like this family unit again, you know. I never had it, but like I had this expectation and this vision. I move out here to lovely Atlantic City area, New Jersey. That's where we're at, right? New Jersey. I don't know if you guys saw anybody in the comments, but if you're from New Jersey, holla, you know. So I come out here and like shit got fucking real, right? Because like I don't have any drug dealers out here, and I thought like I was gonna be able to make it work, and I couldn't. And you know, God always does for me what I would never even imagine was possible. You know what I mean? Like I got bit by a dog, and like severely bit by a dog, and had like nerve damage in my arm. And when I was in the hospital and the doctor was trying to work on me and tell me like I was going to be admitted to stay overnight, like I had drugs at home. Doctor, I don't need you. I can go home, put a Band-Aid on it. I can get home and take care of it myself. And you know, like at that point, like my family down here was like, something's wrong. You know, you don't, looking like that and that kind of pain, you don't leave the hospital, right? And like they went home, they found everything that I had at my house, and like that set everything in motion. I went into a detox with the plan that I was just going to go to appease everybody, you know, like just so I could like get out and then do what I wanted to do. And I'm like seriously into crystals. Like crystals are my thing. It's changed my life. The energy. Yeah, I got like I know that there's like a lot of things that I have looked at in my life because I was very closed-minded, and like I just didn't know, you know. So I remember this counselor handing me a piece of clear quartz, and I'm not lying. This detox was like somewhat beautiful, like on a bay, the sunset, and I never looked at shit, right? Like I never looked at the water, I never looked at the sunset, I never like breathed air, you know, like I never was able to experience any of that the way that I did that day in detox. And I just thought to myself, like, which I know now was not me, right? It was like my highest self and my higher power, like let me just give myself a chance, you know. Like I don't ever try to do anything because like my story is like I fuck it up, right? Like I don't just fuck it up, I fuck it up to the point that you're never able to like fix that, you know. So man, and guys, I did that, you know, like I gave it a fucking chance. And when I got out of detox, I went to a fucking rehab, and like that was scary, you know, and like I had to be in groups with people talking about things that were they were fucked up. Like I don't want to talk to you people about a goddamn thing. Now I got to talk to you about everything, you know, like I'm basically naked, tits out, ass out, talking to you guys about my fucking feelings. Like that's what it felt. I would have probably felt more comfortable being butt ass naked in a room full of fucking strangers than to have talked about some of the shit I needed to talk about, right? But I fucking did it because they were like, if you fucking do it, like it'll help. You'll heal, you know, like this heal, that word to me was like, I don't know, what I envisioned some fucking teeny bopper seeing NSYNC back in the fucking 2000s, you know, like being on this. Like I was fucking drawn, like I was fascinated. I was just like, you know, like that healing part, that was the new addiction, right? Like that was like the obsessive, like, what is that and how do I get it, you know? And I remember like getting out of rehab and they told me to go to like a recovery house. And I was like, I remember getting in this fucking recovery house, and listen, if any of you in the room are like, I'm judgmental. I'm fucking almost 5 years clean, and I'll still judge a motherfucker, right? Because I'm healing, I'm not healed. But like at the time when I was fresh, right? Like fresh, wet behind the ears, like I fucking hated you. I hated you. I hated everything that people said to me, all the positive vibe shit, all the weird shit, like everything was just like, it was so much to take in, you know? And but I listened, you know, like I fucking listened still, because that's what was suggested for me to do, you know, is to shut up and fucking listen. Like I journaled about people, you know, like I didn't talk about anybody behind their back, but you damn sure were in my fucking journal. And like I just kept doing this shit, you know, and then like therapy was introduced to me, and like at the time I couldn't afford it, right? Like I didn't have health insurance. Therapy and whatnot is it's definitely a luxury here in the United States, and you have to like have money to do it most of the time. So I couldn't do it, but you know what I did? I stopped judging all the fucking people that I thought were so fucking terrible. And like, I started talking to them, and like, they had very similar fucking situations or experiences that, like they were able to tell me how they got through things, and how they got through things like clean, you know what I mean? Like without using a substance. And like eventually, you know, they told me not to get into a relationship, so I didn't. And I was like, you know, man hater. I hate all men. I have daddy issues. My dad abandoned me. Like, fuck all men. I was in an abusive relationship. So like when I got clean and I got into recovery, I was like, I see what you guys are doing. You know, like I see what's going on in here. Like everybody's in the relationship out here, you know? And like, that's real shit, right? Like, cause we could talk about that in recovery. Like I just said, like the healing part for me was like a part where I wanted like a new addiction, right? I needed to chase something else. Most of us like go for another human being, you know, like that love piece. I need to fill a void. And then I met my husband, you know, I met my husband at 6 months clean, and he and I were dating for a while, and everything just started like falling into place, right? Like I waited for what I thought was going to be the perfect guy, but he kind of was, right? Because I kind of spoke into the universe, and I made my own boundaries finally, because I started learning from some shit from some people that fucking knew what they were talking about, right? Like I want to be very clear, and like I want to say that again, like I didn't have money to pay for therapy, right? But I started listening and taking suggestions and like talking to people who did this, and not just did it like to sound good. Like I did it, I got 5 years clean, 10 years clean, 20 years clean, right? But like we're living really shitty. Like I listened to people that were like in loving relationships, you know, like what do I do? How do I get that kind of thing? You know, like I listened to people that like, okay, you drove a piece of shit fucking car, but you know what you knew how to do? Like you knew how to stick up for yourself. You knew how to like confidently say like, no, that's not going to work for me. I can't do that night. You know what I mean? Like I started paying attention, right? Because that was like the beautiful thing, right? Like being aware of what's going on. Finally, like looking at people on a human level, and not like, I need to be on the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I got to be on my toes with you. I'm just not sure, you know, like being an observer, but like trusting that, like that intuition part of me, that observant in me, you know? So all these people started like kind of teaching me these things. So when this man walked into my life, I was like, okay, you're him, you know, like you're him. Like we're going to work this out. Boom, meet my husband, you know, started like making more boundaries in my life, what I wanted, setting goals, you know, like manifesting these really beautiful things, and like doing it with action. You know, like I want to point out with clarity, like I didn't do anything that wasn't really painful. Everything that I did took a lot of fucking time. It didn't happen over fucking night, but like I did it clean, and I did it my fucking way, right? And I did it, and I didn't hurt anybody else by getting it, right? So like me and my husband, we were like, we love crystals. We do this. These were the things that we felt like were really bringing the vibration up in our life. And we're like, we're going to start a fucking business. Boom, started a business, you know, like with like, I had no money. He had $500 in his pocket, and like started a fucking business. Do you know what it's like to be a fucking drug addict and like have to figure out how to like get an LLC and you know, like get a CPA and do all these fucking big girl things where I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? You know? And like my disease wants to tell me like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing, so don't try. You're gonna fuck it up, you know? And like big spirit, you know, big spirit's like, we fucking got this. And like we did, we had this. And we grew the business, you know? And then we wanted out of like this little fucking apartment that we were in. And what did we do? We were like, we want to get a bigger place. And we fucking rented a bigger place. All these things were just fucking, I swear on everything I love, it was like, all I had to do was stay clean, keep myself plugged in, ask for fucking help. And all these things were just still, it was like a fucking carousel. And I was grabbing that fucking coin every time I went around, you know? And the house and the this. And listen, I am one of these fucking people. I hear so many people go, it's not about the materialistic things. You know, I fucking care about the materialistic things. And I'm going to tell you why I care about the materialistic things. Because I was fucking homeless and I didn't have a goddamn thing. Like I was the smelly girl that like had to like go to my girlfriend's house to get a shower and like use her deodorant. And like, I didn't have a goddamn thing. So for me, like the materialistic things are like proof that like I can fucking do shit. You know what I mean? Like, and like, I'm not going to bullshit you. Like it makes my life a whole lot fucking easier. Cause like, I feel stable in my life now. You know what I mean? The responsibilities got fucking bigger, you know, but, it is what it is. So moving on, like the house, right? Like how does a fucking homeless bitch from, you know, the fucking slums, like how do you buy a house? And I remember like looking for things, right? And this is like, let me fucking say this. I don't give a fuck if you're a day clean, if you're 20 years clean. I don't care what your clean time is, right? Or what your sober time is. Please don't ever fucking tell yourself that whatever it is that you want is impossible or like not that. You know what I mean? Don't fucking put yourself in a fucking box that like okay, I could buy a house, but like I could only afford this and it has to be like looking like this. It can't be. Let me tell you something. It's not fucking true. Like fucking think so big, right? As any kind of person, an addict, right? Like we're really fucking beautifully gifted with our minds. Really fucking beautifully gifted with our minds. And like, unfortunately, like our minds tend to play tricks on us because of the trauma and some of the different shit that we deal with. However, when we put it to good use, man, like shit happens, guys. Like shit really fucking happens because I know like I would fucking stab you in your fucking eyeball if you were in between me and my drug. And like, I'm like that now with my fucking dreams and my goals, but like, I'm not going to like enforce bodily harm. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just do it in a more loving and compassionate way, you know, like something that like benefits me rather than puts me in jail when it comes to that, you know, but like, that's where I'm at mentally when it comes to like getting what I need to get for myself. Right. And we bought this fucking house and like, in a neighborhood that nobody would have ever fucking like. My neighbor drives like one of those like fucking Tesla cars, you know, and I'm like, you know, sometimes you walk out of your house and you're like, who the fuck are you? You know, like how the fuck did you get here? You know, and it's really, really, really beautiful thing when you get to sit there and go, I did this, and then I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and like becoming proud of yourself. And becoming loving of yourself. Because I remember, guys, sitting in that detox and being like, I'm never going to get there because of all of these fucking things. All of these fucking terrible things that I've done to myself and my family and my loved ones, and nobody would ever trust me and this, that, and the other thing. Like, I bought the house, right? I started having kids. Like, shit just got real. And in my life today, like, mine, like we'll move the materialistic things there. Be proud of the materialistic things. Don't let anybody take that shit from you. Be proud of it. You don't have to be a cocky motherfucker about it, but be proud of that shit. Seriously. It shows your hard work. It literally shows what the fuck you're capable of doing for yourself. That's big, man. That's really fucking big. But like, put that aside, right? Like, I attracted a man that loves me, like loves me. I didn't attract that shit before. I attracted men that fucking hit me and cheated on me and fucking kept me high so they could manipulate and control me. Like, I attracted, and that was with 6 months clean. I attracted that. right? Because I wasn't playing around those 6 months. I hear some people's stories like, oh, I fucked off the first couple of years because it was just fun. Like, this shit wasn't a game for me. I was 28 years old, right? 27, 28 years old. I was like, this isn't cute anymore. I remember being in rehab and the techs were younger than me. The techs were younger than me. The girls I was in rehab were like, in 28, 27, 28 is not old, but like they were 21 years old, 22-year-old women. I was like, this shit's not cute anymore, right? Like, I got to get this shit together. But like, I attracted this man in my life who like takes care of me, right? And like, I'm nuts. Like, I'm sure you guys can pick up on that a little bit right now. But like I'm nuts, right? Like I've put a lot of work into my mental, emotional, and spiritual self, right? And I'm proud. I've come a long fucking way. I am to a point where I'm mentally stable enough to help other people and help myself. I'm emotionally stable enough to help other people and help myself. And like spiritually stable enough to kind of bring hope to people that don't believe in that shit, right? Because I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe in anything spiritual. I told you I was abused as a child. So where was any of these higher powers that everybody talks about? They don't exist, right? And I learned that that's not true, right? Like my experience today shows me that that's absolutely not true. So I bring all these things in here, right? But I'm still nuts. And this man doesn't leave me when I have a bad day. This man doesn't leave me when like I'm crying myself to sleep and he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I just watched a video of somebody abusing a dog on this Facebook reel, like that's like, whatever. That's a whole nother fucking story. We should really have a whole fucking meeting about that one day. But I have a child, right? Like I have a child right now. I never expected myself to be a mother, like ever, ever, ever. I'm a fucking good mom. It turns out that I'm a good fucking mom. Like it turns out like I thought that like before I had this child, that was my biggest fear. My biggest fear is like, I'm not going to be able to be, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. I have no experience with like mom and like what a good mom is other than like what I seen on TV. And even those moms probably weren't real. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And like, I'm a good mom. You know why I'm a good mom? Because I fucking met moms in recovery. I met real good fucking moms, like moms that lost like that. The fucking state at one point said that they were unfit mothers, like that our mothers today take fucking beautiful care of their kids and you know what, show up and are real and authentic and talk to their fucking kids. And it's fucking a beautiful thing, man. So like everything that I am right now is because I learned it, like I didn't know what I was doing. And like, there's like I said, like God willingly will have 5 years in May. And there's so much shit that I still don't know what I'm fucking doing, and today it's not as hard to be like, how do I get through this? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't have experience with this. Like, what is my next move, And I just want to say this too, like, I'm going to shut up because I want like Caesar and Kelly to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. And like, if anybody has comments that I don't know how, I don't know exactly how this works, like in and out, but like, I know what it feels like, right? To get to a place and not know a goddamn thing. And for people to offer you suggestions or advice and to kind of be like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Like when they told me like, just don't get high, like whatever you do, just don't get high. Like that was, not only was it scary, but B, it was like, you hear it and you're like, okay. But then when you're in a situation and things are like fucking really uncomfortable and now it's triggering an emotion, whether it be fear or anger or sadness. And it's like, and then you have to apply that, just don't get high part to your life. It's fucking scary, it's fucking scary. But I know what other thing was scary is like every time I overdosed, man, like that shit was scary, like that shit was really fucking scary. Like, I don't know, you just don't have to, you don't have to accept what's so normal for you anymore, like trying to do something different. Yeah, it's not your normal. You don't know what the fuck you're doing, but like, what the fuck is wrong with that? You know, like what the fuck is wrong with that? Because the reality of it is like, I don't know how, and I'm talking to, you know, everybody that's watching right now, like, I don't know how your recovery is set up. I don't know who's in your fucking corner. But like, we're dying out there, you know, like we die, like, that's what we do. Like, we drink, we die, we get high, we die, you know? And unfortunately, like, we have a mental health care system that like doesn't give a fuck about our minds. And, like, people judge us, right? Like, we're junkies, like, we're sick, we're fucking sick, right? And I implore you to please just take the next step to get better for yourself, you know, for your fucking self. Like, sometimes it takes a lot of courage and a lot of bravery, like, to do something different, but like, it's so fucking worth it, you know? And when we feel like we can't do it, the deeper that we dig, it's there. You know what I mean? Like, it's motherfucking there. You just have to, and pardon me when I say this, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Like, don't be a pussy with your recovery. Like, don't be bitch made when it comes to this shit. Like, the same dirty motherfucker that you were when you were using, right? And you would do anything that you were gonna do, like, do that shit for your recovery right now, because like, it matters, you know? And it just fucking matters, guys. You know, like, it matters that you do this shit for yourself, you know, like, not your fucking kids or your mom or your dad or anybody else that's gonna, like, you know, accept you. Like, you need to fucking accept you, you know? And like, we get to learn all of these things, like how to accept ourselves, how to forgive ourselves, how to love ourselves, like how to move forward, how to heal, you know, how to live with the consequences that we've kind of made happen in our lives. It's not fucking easy. It's fucking painful, and the shit fucking sucks. But like, guess what? I pay my own fucking bills. Like, I have fucking people that love me today. Like, I love my motherfucking self. Like, and I'm alive. And like, I don't know, man. I watched Intervention the other day, and it's like what I forget, right? What I forget about using is from the minute that you wake up in the morning to the minute that you go to sleep, the only thing that you're trying to do is get high. That's it, man. You know, like, that's fucking it. Like, the struggle of just getting one more in you. Like, no goals, no nothing. Like, nothing. Like, your life is a big nothing list because of like a fucking substance. And like, it doesn't have to be like that, you know, but we have to strengthen ourselves. We have to strengthen our minds, our hearts, you know, like, I'm just gonna ramble because that's what I do and start repeating myself because I feel like I'm starting to get emotional. And when I get emotional, it's because like I love you guys and I want you to get clean, but right. And I want you to like feel that compassion as addicts that we offer to each other. But like, I don't want you to get off this fucking live thinking that you can like get high one more time. Cause you fucking can't. You absolutely cannot fucking do it one more time. You know, like, and if you can and you come back, like, you're really fucking lucky. You know, I lost 2 clients this past weekend. And like, that's because they chose to like go out and use, you know. Peanuts at the door, like, my mom's crying. I need to get down there. That's my dog, if anybody's wondering. So I don't know. Just, you got to take this shit seriously. It's not a fucking joke. Your life is not a fucking joke. And like, there's a new way of life if you let it be. So I don't know. I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm not crying on camera and Caesar get too much. Look at him. He's like, I love that shit. Love when people start crying.
You're killing it. I mean, like, that's first off, thank you so much. I mean, I love your passion and you just get raw with it, and that's what people need to hear. You know, you were talking about in the rehab feeling like you're totally naked, sharing that stuff. I come from a background of prison, jail,
Right.
just incarcerated over and over and over again. Ingrained in me is this code of you don't talk about it.
Right.
Before I started getting locked up, my father ingrained in me, you don't talk about it. And then I find out that if I don't talk about it, I'm screwed. Like, I got to get this crap out of me. And that was scary. You know, everything that you said is correct. It's scary, but how scary is the fact that I could just go on the way that I was, you know, like, I could die tomorrow. I could get life in prison, or probably the worst option is I could go on existing like that for however long, and the fear of the unknown for a long time was enough to keep me sick, because there was some kind of comfort in that crappy life that I lived, because I knew what it looked like every day. You hit on it. I don't have to think about anything else, because I'm so obsessed with drugs that's all I think about all day. And even when I have them, I'm already freaking out mentally about how long they're going to last and when I can get the next one. I can't even enjoy the moment of being high. So I just had to have the brakes pumped on me long enough to get a little bit of clarity to go, shit, maybe this is worth a try. Because when I came in early, probably younger than when you came in, because I'm old as shit now.
Stop it. Stop it.
But, I got exposed to the rooms, and I went, these people are freaking nuts. I don't do what you guys do. Like, I just got a DUI or whatever it was that time. But by the time I actually got in the rooms and I needed them, I'm listening to people's stories and I'm going, I hope I'm not too far gone for these people to help me. Like it was night and day by the time I was willing to listen to anything anybody had to say. I had to be out of my own ideas, my own plans, schemes. Like I had to try everything and fail before I asked for help. Yep. And then didn't dictate what the help was going to look like.
Right.
I like to say, hey, just help me, but here's how you can help me.
Or I'll take this suggestion up until this, so it'll take part of it.
I want to go through some of the comments.
The comments are amazing. I don't know if you could see them when we were going through. We were trying to share some of them because you started to be like, I'm rambling, and people were like, preach. Yeah. They were like on your side. Let's go. We may go up to the top.
There's so many there's some weirdo in here.
Oh, there's Jake.
Hold on. Who's this weird guy? Jake Herder, whoever that guy is. Thank you. That was fucking killer. Sweet.
That's the guy I'm talking about.
I know. I just wanted to call him a weirdo.
That's Brit's husband, and he's also on the lives that they do for their business. We had some people in here too, Brit, that wanted more information about your business. I tagged. So her business is Third Eye Spiritual Supply Co. You can find them on Facebook. And, if you want to say anything else about that real quick, Brit.
Just if you don't like crystals, if it's not your thing, but if maybe you just like are in the house and just want to connect, like Kelly kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. Like we just talk about all types of shit. Typically it's me and my husband bickering a lot back and forth. So if you're bored, that'll be Caesar takes Jake's side a lot of the time. So I don't like Caesar that much. That's why Kelly's more my favorite. But like it's a good way to connect. Like we get to talk about like some real, right? Like we get to talk about like real detailed, descriptive like feelings and shit. And I know that sounds really fucking stupid, like feelings. I don't want to talk about feelings, but I can guarantee you probably don't know half of the feelings that you have. So like we get to talk about that shit on the live shows. And you don't have to buy a goddamn thing. Just come and hang out.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm on like, at least whenever you guys are on 2-3 times a week, like I'm on, whether I'm buying something or not, I'm always on her lives, and there's always something said. It never ceases to amaze me that, it's just the universe, right? Like you hear what you're supposed to hear. And I know I said this once, Brit, but I don't think you understand, you guys will bicker or whatever. And then, Jake will be like, long story long. And I'm like, no, keep talking. And your views go up every time you talk too. I don't know, even if you realize that, but it's
Thank you. I keep telling him this. We have fun. We definitely have fun.
We do.
So Beth, I don't know, can you see these on your screen?
I can. Yeah, I can see them.
Yes, says bravo, girl. Of course, please share your business info.
Yep.
And then I'm just going to go through these. It'll be uncomfortable because it's a lot of people telling you that you're awesome.
You know what, though? That's the beautiful thing, right? Today is like you can understand that came out of me. That's my story. I can't fuck it up.
Yeah.
So anybody that has anything nice to say about it, it's because you heard something relatable. So it's like you can take a compliment easier when we really get to the depths of the shit,
Carrie says, rise, girl, rise. Zach that was in here says, that's inspirational right there. And it is, that's why we have people share their stories on here. Is we all have something in our lives that somebody can relate to. Somebody needs to hear that. It's I love chase that recovery like you chase that high.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Really?
Oh, this is nice. Needed this tonight. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
So what's Rowan saying here? Yes, it's crazy how many things are happening before me. I just kept going and had faith. I'm so blessed with the things that I once thought were impossible.
Fuck yeah.
Beautiful, Rowan. Let's see.
What else we got going on here?
I mean, you just got a lot of people shooting hearts in here. Little flexi arm.
Okay. My arm doesn't look like that.
What's up, Lily? Beth's got a bunch of clapping hands in here.
So this Beth.
Carrie says, "Hail to the mom."
So shit ain't easy.
Let's see. Beth says, "This mom / Mimi loves hearing your awareness of yourself, especially that you're a good mom." That's beautiful.
And can say that and believe it, right? Like that's
To be able to accept compliments and speak well of yourself is a sign of growth, because to this day, I can speak the words, but sometimes up here, I still pick on myself up here, and I say you don't deserve that, or you're a piece of crap. And then I correct myself, because self-talk's important.
Well, it's almost what we were talking about earlier today, like that lizard brain, that muscle memory, like you want to go and like, immediately downplay and like the things that we've learned that are ingrained into us. And we have
not even learned, right, Cal? It's like the things that people told us.
Yes, exactly.
Like if that's what you're told, that, of course, like that's going to be your belief system, because if you say it about me, of course it's true.
Absolutely.
I remember when we bought our house, I didn't even want to take the picture out front. And she was like, "We got to take a picture with the keys." And I was like, I don't know. Like, I was like almost afraid I'm going to jinx it or something if I celebrate it.
You can't celebrate yourself. Yeah.
It's hard.
It took a while.
It did. It took a while for me too. It's a struggle still. I'm still working on undoing some of that programming. I mean,
but let's just mention that the brain is easily retrained.
Yeah.
As much as work needs to go behind it, it's like it's possible, like that impossibility piece, like Rowan just said, like that's what's not real. That impossible shit for people like us, that shit's not real, because we're people that make shit possible. We just gotta believe
even more shit. So than others. You know what I mean? Like, look at the shit that we do. Like it's kind of amazing if you really take a look at it. Like
I say that all the time. It's like to be able to have. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Did I cut you off?
No, I was just saying the fact that we're even here is a freaking miracle. So how can something not be possible?
Exactly.
Literally, we're sitting here on this podcast, overdose after overdose. I heard it in your story. I've been Narcaned like 5 times.
Yeah.
It's if that's possible, then anything's possible.
Right. Exactly.
And don't worry about cutting me off, because these people hear me talk every week. They much rather hear you.
I enjoy listening to you and the other guys talk.
Yeah. So Zach says, thank you for this share, Brit.
Thank you, Zach.
The official Hope Shot grandma,
Helen Porter-Fiegels. She's my favorite. So Brit, Helen was one of the very first ladies who had some sobriety in my recovery that I can remember, like one of the very first women, and she's amazing. And she is the official Hope Shot grandma. She deemed herself the official Hope Shot.
Okay.
She's here every week and we love her.
Well, thanks, Gramps.
She's the perfect Hope Shot grandma, because she's got like sleeve tattoos and she's badass.
She's the best.
But she says you're so full of so much growth and gratitude.
Thank you.
And a compliment from her is a true compliment. She ain't gonna give it if she doesn't mean it.
Kara says, "Preach, girl." These were all going on as you were talking. Rowan, again, thank you for your experience, strength, and hope, Brit. This was an amazing share, and I'm so inspired.
Thank you.
Let's see. Beth, finding the courage to change the things I can. Game changer. Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I just want to say something on that, Beth, is that fucking serenity prayer, for me, I probably heard it 1,000 million times, right? And it's like, I've really never like taken the words and seen how much like importance they are in everything that I do in my life day to day, right? Except the things I cannot change. Like, what the fuck does that mean, right? Like, how the fuck does somebody accept the things that they cannot change, right? But it's like even with one of my Reiki master, actually, I'm talking to her about all this shit that's going on in our fucking country right now, right? I'm like, I'm scared. This is fucking crazy, you know, blah, blah. And it's like that fear, that's my disease, you know, like that's my disease, like just finding the comfort in the chaos. Like, oh, there's nothing else going on, so let's fully submerge ourselves. And it's like being your own light, right? Like being your own high vibration, like accepting the things that you cannot change. Like, what can I do across the country? I can't fucking do anything, but I can do shit right here in my own house, in my own fucking backyard, within my certain community, you know, like little shit like that. And, you know, like, let that be another message. Like, take that shit right there and apply that in your life. Accept the things I cannot change and change the things I can, right? Like, I'm my own fucking worst enemy all the fucking time. So,
and don't think that we have this saying. I work in the public health field, and one of my early on mentors used to always say, think global, act local, because and it just reminded me of that, what you just said. Don't think the things that you're doing and applying them in your community don't have an impact on something bigger either.
Right.
They do, because it starts right there with one person, with one community, you know, like it really does have an impact.
Yep. See, we told you, and there's the dog.
Yeah, he's always
I was
here.
going to say, who is this?
This is Ollie. He's not feeling well. He's got to go to the vet tomorrow. He's got a little bit of a dog cold, so he's a little needy.
I'm going to read this one because this is an important one. I have 4 days, and I just found out my partner relapsed. And today's my birthday. I guess I'm just sad and scared and lonely and depressed. I really needed to hear your story, so thank you for that. Thank you to the host, too. This was a great opportunity. Much love. And you know, let's talk directly to this person. You need to, that's tough. You need to lean on your support network. If you have a support network, you don't have to go through stuff like that alone. That is at 4 days, that is a rough day. And, you know, you need to lean on the people that are doing the right thing. You're on this podcast. It's a step in the right place. You're commenting so that we can talk to you. And that's beautiful, because at 4 days, I don't think I would have had the courage to tell anybody what was actually going on between my ears or in my life. So bravo.
Agreed.
And happy birthday. I know it, you know, like
yes, happy birthday.
It's your birthday.
And celebrate that.
Yeah.
Celebrate being your birthday.
4 days clean on your birthday.
Yeah, just because 4 days clean is a fucking birthday in itself. Yeah.
It's awesome. What else are we looking for?
Nikki says, thank you so much for sharing such a powerful message. Let me shout out. Hey, what's up, Jamie? I see you. Mitch says tomorrow's his birthday. Well,
happy early
birthday,
I love all these,
Mitch.
I'm a Pisces, so I love all these Pisces peeps in here. We're heavily emotion-filled people, man.
And then you got the
Brit's
Virgo guy over
like
here that's all logic and reason.
Yeah, we are like yin and yang. We're like a polar opposite over here. Oh my gosh, Ollie.
Stop, buddy.
Okay, come on.
So Kara says, get real with ourselves is exactly 100%. Yeah, stop telling myself the lie that I'm not worthy of shit, you know. Jonathan's tuning in from YouTube. He says, Brit definitely killed it. Love the realness. See, that's it, man. Just dropping truth bombs on people, cuss words and all. That's exactly what we need. Let's see.
Somebody put halt in there. The hungry, angry, lonely, tired. That's a good one for somebody 4 days. It's at the
There's
bottom.
so many comments. So the people in our comments are freaking amazing. And if somebody's got a problem, you'll see 30 comments under there of people supporting them and talking to them. So I go through a lot of this, and I try to keep it in context, because I'll read something that it's actually a reply to somebody else. We shout out Sandy. Hey, Sandy, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. It's a friend from rehab right there. Back in the day.
Oh my God, this dog. Oh, sorry, guys.
And we got Debbie says, powerful testimony on what you said. Knowing that you struggled, but you overcome.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, stop. Nutcase.
You're not the only one, Britt.
Catherine says, you are so real, and I love your vibration. Hugs and kisses. You got some high vibers in here too. They didn't all comment on it, but there are some crystal mystic
loving motherfuckers in here.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, let me just go back real quick. Where's Jamie?
Jamie's here. Jamie,
right.
You would love Britt's business.
Jamie, you got to tune in and watch Brit because it is all right up your alley.
It is. And get Rachel on board too. Who else?
Oh, I don't even look. I'm clicking shit. Please know that you're worth it. You're worth life recovery has to offer. Keep going one day at a time. And before you know it, you'll be in the midst of this beautiful life you never thought was possible. And that's a happy birthday to our last comment.
Yeah.
See, and I just said I don't do
no,
that.
No, but that's good though. That's who we're here for. That's who we're commenting for. That's what these stories are for, right? They're to help people. And I think we need to talk directly to the people who are new and here and being vulnerable, because that's what it's all about. That's amazing.
This is pretty good. Mike says, struggling is definitely a part of recovery. It's what you do when you struggle that matters.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. And that's powerful message right there to Leanne, which she just commented on, because that being sad and being lonely and being depressed, like you don't know it now, and you might not know it for a while, but like that piece right there, when you're able to sit with that, and at 4 days clean, I know it seems fucking like crazy, but if you could get through until tomorrow, Leanne, I promise, like there's fucking so much growth just within that. Just like Mike is saying, that struggle part that's what keeps us going. That's the cycle, you know?
Yeah. One of the things that probably pisses off the people that I mentor, but I'm like, stop trying to skip the struggle. Like for me, easy come is easy go. Everything that I fought for and I clawed for, I still have, because I give a shit about it. You know, so the trying to find the easiest way to get recovery, just go through what you have to go through.
Well, but there's no easy part of recovery.
What's that?
There's no fucking easy part of this shit.
No, but that's what I'm trying to tell people, that you can't skip the damn struggle. That is the process.
Right.
You gotta take the struggle bus before you get to the good part.
You don't want to skip it either, because that's what makes the beautiful be beautiful, right? Like there's tons of quotes about
how do you appreciate the light if you've never lived in the dark? You know?
Yeah, but you know what's so fucking hard is that when you're in it, that shit seems so far away.
It does.
You know, it seems like a Shrek movie in far, far away land. Like that, it just doesn't exist, but it fucking does. That's why it's so important. You know why this works? Is because you have to listen to other people. You have to take those suggestions, because if you don't, then you're in your own fucking, what do we call it? Like your own willpower, your own might, whatever you want to call it. Like, and you've seen where you got yourself so far.
Yep.
So if you want to stay where you're at, stay in your fucking own head. Or if you want to get out of it, start listening to other people. Because what other people have to say may not always be right, but it might be right for you right now. You know?
Dude, let's see. Jerry, tomorrow is 5 days, and continue to go at it one day at a time. Yeah. Bravo, Jerry. Check back in with us next week, and then you'll have 12.
Will it be? Yeah, 12. Yeah, you can add faster than I can. I don't math.
You know why?
I was going to say 10.
Here, let me put Rowan's up here. Yeah, that's right. It's cool, Caesar. Us Virgos are the best.
Yeah, I don't compute. I compute all right brain, all emotion.
Oh.
All right, we're getting close here.
Sober now. I think that's Melissa. Hey, what's up, Melissa? She says, I appreciate you being here tonight, Britt.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
And let's see if there's any that I need to jump on.
We're almost to the bottom now. And it's about that time.
That's it. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Thank you to everybody that shared out the live tonight. And thank you so much, Britt. This was awesome.
It really was.
Thank you guys for having me. And
I don't know if you were nervous or not nervous, but you absolutely crushed it.
You did.
And it came out exactly the way it was supposed to.
And you helped some people tonight, so thank you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
So guys, do not forget about us next week. We go live at 8 p.m. on Sundays. We'll be back to, I don't know what we'll be back to. I think our normal conversation thing. I don't think we have
I
a
think we do
speaker next week.
once a month speakers. I think, or once a month sharing stories, and we'll be back to our normal topics next week. If I'm wrong, Justin, you can correct us later.
I don't care if we're wrong, but we'll definitely be here next week. So
we will.
Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will see you later.
Bye, everybody.
Yes.